Hey, YouTube family and Facebook family. I am Pamela Boudre, and I am coming to you tonight on just what God has been doing for me in this last year of 2018, these last 8 months. And God has just been developing me, one, for me to get my finances in order. And what I mean by that is, I haven't had a credit card since I was like in my 20s. And that's where most creditors want to send you all kind of credit cards because in our day we weren't taught how to use your credit. So of course, in my 20s I had a card, wasn't even that much, but wasn't paying it, whatever. So after I finished paying that card along with just about as much interest on it, I decided around 22, 23, I didn't want another credit card because that was just too much for that little bit amount. So I never had a credit card up until recent in these last, I want to say about 4 months. Because my motto was if I can't afford to pay for it with cash, then I don't need it. So everything that I bought, of course, for the exception of my house and my cars, on my homes that I received that God blessed me with, um, I just didn't use credit. So as I've gotten older, I start to realize how important credit is. Um, so after a couple of divorces, the Lord blessed me. First of all, let me just go back up. He blessed me with 4 brand new homes. So I was able to be blessed with 2 homes with my first husband, my own house after I left. God blessed me with my own home, and then I was able to get blessed with another home with my second husband. So after getting divorced the second time and losing my home, had a nice home but could not afford it. I was an entrepreneur just doing hair, able to make all my payments except for my mortgage. So got in a little trouble and end up having to file bankruptcy. So filed the bankruptcy 6 years ago, 2012, and so now here I am, married the third time, and is looking to purchase another home. So in the meantime, um, I knew that we needed to clean up our credit, so we reached out. Well, actually, we had one of my mentors, one a rep that when I was working at my employer came in and was stating that that's what she was getting ready to do. So I decided I wanted to go ahead and get my credit cleaned up. So next year, 2019, my husband and I could be in a better place to be able to purchase a home. So with that being said, we were able to come in and get our credit cleaned. And not only are we getting in the process of getting our credit cleaned as we speak, um, it also was a business opportunity. But I'm coming to you as a product of the product. First of all, just telling you how it's just been a blessing to me to be able to get my credit being in the process of being cleaned. So I just want to say how, God says, well, whatever we do, we need to get understanding and wisdom and knowledge in it. So with Proverbs, he says that getteth the wisdom. When we get the wisdom, we loveth our own soul. He that keepeth understanding shall find good. So I said all that to say is that now that I have the wisdom to keep my credit straight and how to get it cleaned, and the understanding of it. So the understanding part of how it works is, 35% of our credit is our payment history. So we have to pay our credit cards or our bills, whatever, we have to pay those things on time. in order. It's gonna count either way, good or bad. So if you're not paying it on time, it's gonna be counted against you. If you paying it on time, that's 35% of the pie chart. So, and 30% of it is our credit card usage. People still do not know the usage of their credit cards. I talked to people on several occasions, and even if they're not ready to get their credit clean and they have credit cards and they saying, oh, well, I'm paying, I pay it on time, but what gets them is the usage. So if you have a credit card, for an example, and it is $300, to stay up under 30%, the most you should charge is $150 or less in order for your usage to be 30%. If you have a credit card and you maxed it out, that is going to count against you no matter if you pay what is due at the time that is due and you still leaving a balance. That is why your credit score has decreased. So some people think that, oh, I paid it and I'm paying it on time, and I don't know why my credit score has dropped. That's why, because your usage is too high, and 10% of it is new credit. So you want to be careful about how much new credit you're out there getting as well. And 15% is how long you had credit history. So if you have a Kohl's card or Macy's card, or any card that you had for a long time and you think you just want to cut up your card so you don't use them, don't do that. Keep your card open and just pay the bare minimum, or just charge gas or whatever and just pay the bill off at the end of the month before it's due. You pay it off. That's like $20-$30 depending on what your gas tank take to fill it up, and you just pay it off, when it's due or before it's due, and you leave zero balance. So you don't want to get rid of your old credit cards or anything like that. You just want to continue to pay the balance, because that's showing that you have history, a long history with your credit. And 10% of it is a mixture of your credits, like your credit cards, your retail cards, your student loans, which is another one. People, when they have their student loans, they want to close that out or get it removed, but you can actually use your student loans as a way of credit. Because if you make those minimum payments, it's going to show as positive payments. Okay. So don't be so quick to want to just get rid of your student loans. Pay your minimum balance that's due, and let that work for you, instead of you saying, oh my God, I got all these student loans. Just utilize it to your ability. And when you know better, you do better. So I just wanted to give that little tip. Not going to keep you long. How God has just been blessing. So just to say, I got my credit card. I was able to get a new credit card, and my husband was able to get a new credit card. So just being a product of the product. So we do help people increase their credit score, so yeah, we are a product of the product. And I had my bankruptcy removed, had my tax lien removed. So it does work. And another thing too, my kids are in school, going to college, and back when my sons were freshmen in college, I'm not sure, for all you college people out there, parents, when your kids try to get a Parent Plus loan, and then you dread like, oh my God, they're gonna pull my credit. Well, back in the day, when they were pulling the Parent Plus loan to try to help my kids be able to, get extra money for school to pay for it, I would get denied. But guess what? This time, when my daughter applied for that Parent Plus loan, she said, Mom, I need you to do this. And I said, okay, daughter. So I completed the application on the Parent Plus loan, and voila, I got approved. So yes, I am a product of getting my credit cleaned. My husband is getting his credit cleaned. We got credit cards now. It's better to have credit than to have cash, because credit is power. So for all those that need some assistance with or somewhere to start with getting your credit together, um, hit me up on Facebook. My name is Pamela Galloway Boudre on Facebook. And you could just, leave me a little info and I'll hit you up that way and I can, give you some further tips. So that is it for now. Stay tuned because God has definitely been blessing us in our finances. And I just wanted to start with the credit. So if you're in need of credit, don't know where to start, holler at me. I can help you get started. Um, I'm not guaranteeing you 850 credit score in no 3 months or anything like that. But as long as you get started, you have to start somewhere. And, like I said, we started now to be able to buy a house by the end of this year or sometime next year. So stay tuned for that. But anywho, just wanted to tell you guys that credit is definitely power. And if you want financial freedom, you need to start. We know that some people may get cars, um, but what is your interest rate? 12%, 18%, some even 24%. Met a young lady in Walmart and was talking to her about, credit. And she was like, my payment is only $258 on $5,000 a month. I mean, $5,000 for her vehicle, and it's an old car. It was like a 2010, and she had a $5,000 loan out, and she said it's only $258 a month for 1 year. And I said, well, what's your interest rate on it? So she told me what her interest rate was. It was 24%. I said, sweetheart, I know you're excited about having that car and your payment only being $258. But do you know if your credit score was great, that you would probably pay $100 for that car a month? So, just food for thought. So you may have what you want as far as your vehicle, but what's your interest rate? So we're here to have your interest rate lowered if you start somewhere. So anyway, again, my name is Pamela Boudre, and credit is power. And all I can say is you need to start now. If you're in that situation and you're looking to purchase a house next year, then you need to start now. And if you're ready for a new vehicle, then you also should start now trying to get your credit straight so you're not paying 24% and thinking you really got a nice car payment. 258 when that credit interest rate is 24%. So just a little education on that. Bye bye for now. Again, my name is Pamela Boudre, and you guys have a good night. Thank you.